nigga, I don't like Lisa's character, nigga. For another episode, bro. I feel like she's on some snake girl shit, nigga. She's hella sneaky, and I feel like she's this. If this was one of them Jordan Peele movies, then she would be the murderer.
Uh,
She would be the
that's
killer.
so funny. That's true. Uh, yeah, I can see what you say, like that slithering shit.
Yeah.
Um, Remind me, was so that light skin, the light skin or Hawaiian looking nigga that she was talking to, when dude was like, yeah, he always comes around at this time.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the same nigga that was talking shit to Carlton when he showed up at the class?
Was that nigga? It could have been. I like when I first saw him. Honestly, I didn't know who he was. I thought he was a new character. So if he wasn't BSU, I didn't pick up on who he was yet. But when I saw him, he was with Lisa, and I was just like, "Who's this nigga?"
You are now tuned into Black on Black Prime.
Disclaimer, like I said, every fucking episode, we don't care if we liked it or not. We still watch your shit, and congratulations to you. We support you, and shout outs to you, nigga, because you made it. We don't know you. We're watching this. Your movie. Anybody around the world can watch your shit. You made it, my nigga. You famous. You good.
Just like always, if you didn't ask for our opinion, we didn't ask you to listen to it. So, sorry.
Click and turn it off.
Oh yeah.
Hey y'all,
We back.
we back for Bel-Air. For those who are watching, some of y'all don't give a shit about Bel-Air.
It's crazy though. I think it's a pretty decent show, and I thought people fucked with the first season, so I thought this one was gonna be like, a little bit better because people probably now just picking up on it because somebody told them about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I feel like they losing steam. And I I felt like it while I was watching this episode. I was just kind of like, like it's turning into something like I don't want to say like Fresh Prince was, to where it was just like, I catch it if I catch it. You wasn't running home to watch Fresh Prince like you was running home to watch Martin, or I would even say for a minute it was like you run home to watch Family Matters. TGIF was that shit.
For real.
But I can't remember a period where it was like, oh, we gotta make it home to watch Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince was just like it was on, so you was gonna watch it, kind of show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like you didn't fuck with it, but it was like, I don't have to immediately watch it right now. Like I don't have to. I'm not gonna feel bad if I missed it. We ain't gonna get to school and everybody like, you didn't see that episode, or
Yeah, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you what day it was on, but I can tell you what day Martin came on. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
It's something like I know I watched every episode. I just don't know if I watched every episode like after the fact, like it was a rerun. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I checked it out. So, but it was I like the show, but I don't care what nobody say. It wasn't ever fucking with like the shows that I really like. It wasn't fucking with the Wayans brothers and Jamie Foxx and Martin to me. It was a different type. It was a different type of funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was regular, everybody funny.
Right.
And I think this show, I think the first season, like I said, it was a lot of drama. You never got a break from the drama, but it was you wanted to see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
This one, they hung a poster that said "Black Teachers Matter."
I feel like this would have hit a little. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, the BLM Black Lives Matter movement is always relevant, right? But
yeah,
I think it would have hit harder if it happened in like the thick of things. Like right now, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like you can tell that this was filmed around that time because they're talking about George Floyd and everything. I was like, why did y'all take almost, I don't know how long that shit was. It felt like a year. Why did y'all take that time off? If y'all filmed it, put it out. You know what I mean? Don't hold footage and like the episode, it feels dated now.
I don't even think it's that, man. I just think I think it's forced. I think it's forced discrimination. It's not hidden. Like it's really not hidden.
Like fake wokeness, you mean?
Yeah, they would have been better off doing some like some police brutality or something. They're going way too far with this.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're forcing the energy now. Climbing on the building and hang a poster that says "Black Teachers Matter" for a junior high teacher. She didn't even teach at your school. This ain't a real cause. You know what I mean? It's not a real cause.
I thought they was gonna snatch that nigga off the building. I was like, somebody gonna grab. They kept showing his face. I was like, they gonna snatch this nigga and put him in handcuffs. Where they are, and fucking Carlton's looking at him like, that should have been me. Should have been me.
I don't know, man. I don't. It doesn't seem. I would say this shit like it's like some drama, like some for us, like this is like some Party of Five drama. We ain't watch Party of Five and none of that shit. Like this ain't hitting for us like that. Well, for me, I'm just saying for me personally.
No, I get you. It does feel very like
safe.
You ever seen All American?
Yeah. It
kind of feels like that. All American was good, but it was very like just drama, like over stupid shit. You know what I mean? It was just like, one person sleeping with one girl, then he's sleeping with her friend. I'm just like, damn, y'all can't get no new characters.
It's it's really rich people problems.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just like, all right, like Carlton, he's having an anxiety attack, which is normal. You know what I mean? I get that, but it's like every episode, I feel like he's just going through it. Like that's going to be his character. So, like, if you're putting that coat on this guy, that you know what I mean, this is how he's going to be, pretty much throughout the season. It's like that's all I expect from him. So anything that happened, that's what I'm looking for now. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, Carlton gonna lose his fucking mind. You know what I mean? Then get back on that coke. Lisa then broke his heart. About to get on that coke. About to have an anxiety attack.
That nigga wasn't no coke, man.
That was coke, bro. It just seems like it's gonna be like Will is always gonna talk Carlton into doing something that is
he's uncomfortable with.
Right. Like not that it's right or wrong. That what Will is doing, but it's like you can tell he's always gonna be with the shits, and Carlton's gonna be like, oh, I don't think so, Will. And then he's gonna have a fucking anxiety attack, and then it's I told you about this shit before, but I was like, nigga, I don't like Lisa's character, nigga. For another episode, I feel like she's on some snake girl shit, nigga. She's hella sneaky, and I feel like she's if this was one of them Jordan Peele movies, that she would be the murderer.
She'll be that's so funny. That's true. Yeah, I can see what you're saying, like that slithering shit. Yeah. Remind me, so that light skin, the light skin or Hawaiian looking nigga that she was talking to, when dude was like, yeah, he always comes around at this time. Yeah, wasn't that the same nigga that was talking shit to Carlton when he showed up at the class?
Was that nigga? It could have been. I like when I first saw him. Honestly, I didn't know who he was. I thought he was a new character. So if he wasn't BSU, I didn't pick up on who he was yet. But when I saw him, he was with Lisa, and I was just like, "Who's this nigga?"
Because I remember when Will brought Carlton to the class, and he was like, "Yeah, look who's the president," and they were sitting down, and then a light skinned dude just started going off on him. Lisa was like sitting all up on him too. He was just like, "Yeah, you ain't did shit since we voted for you."
Tell you, boy, Lisa is a thotty. Telling you, nigga. I was like, she thinks she's slick though. She ain't slick. She wouldn't trick me. I was like, bitch, I know who you are. I know what you're doing. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, you a slick little nigga, ain't you? She gonna break everybody's heart. I'm telling you, bro. She's smart.
No, she ain't, man.
She gonna break everybody's heart.
No, she ain't, man. I'm trying to think of something that stood out that had me interested in this episode, and I can't.
Well, we literally talked about it. It was just them going through trying, like they had a compromise. Like I guess the board was just like, okay, we're gonna compromise with y'all. Y'all can have a silent protest. Y'all can't put up the signs or whatever. And Will was just like, no, fuck that. Raised his hand and shit like that. He was like, I say no. Then I was just like, man, here we go. You gonna talk Carlton and doing some shit again, and Carlton gonna lose his mind and get back on that coke. I'm waiting. The next episode is gonna include coke.
I just wish they were fighting for a real cause. It just seems so over the top. It seems like it's like the equivalent of like cancel culture, where cancel culture be like, "Oh, you said that? We gonna destroy everything." It's like the teacher, and then we find out I didn't even know she had a record of fucking up. Like I didn't even know that. Remember Uncle Phil was like, nah, pretty much ain't nothing they can do.
Yeah, pretty like she didn't follow the like not the instructions, but they told her what not to do, and she did it anyway. So technically,
Yeah,
she not deserved to get fired, but
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not like they didn't tell her. They didn't give her a warning. So it's not like they just was discriminating against this one person. Like, hey, you didn't follow the fucking rules.
Yeah,
You went
and
about your
also,
own shit.
yeah. Also, how old is Tatiana Ali to where she taught everybody?
Tatiana Ali now's got to be in her mid-40s.
Okay. Because they was just like, yeah, you taught me. And I'm like, nigga, you at least 26.
She still looked the same.
I don't. She still looked the exact fucking same.
Like she could have just played Ashley again.
The only thing that caught me as interesting was Jeffrey going through Phil's shit. Like, why are you going through his shit?
Telling you, man, that nigga something that I haven't caught on with Jeffrey yet. I can already tell he's like an assassin. You know what I mean? He do like shit, but it's the and I hate to say this or whatever, man, but it's like anytime he talks to like Phil, I be getting like they got like a weird vibe together. Anytime I see him talking or whatever, I was just like, why is he this grown man in your house, like a part of the family? He's not a butler. I mean, he's like your assistant, but he lives with y'all. I think that's Uncle Phil's lover, bro.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm saying, man, it just seems, it's a little,
it's just his right hand man, man.
Living in the house. Go. You can live your right hand in the next door. Right hand in the pool.
I want to say I don't understand it either.
Why gotta wake up to another grown man in the house like y'all late for school? Like, nigga, you ain't my dad, nigga. The nigga was just like, y'all about 5 minutes late. Like, what?
I was about to say that. I was gonna say that was a weird. It's like if you think about the whole situation, because he's not the butler, but he does shit a butler should do, I guess.
That nigga don't be cleaning up. That nigga be in the freshest suits, nigga, designer suits, fresh cut, glasses, nigga just around the house, bro. I was like, I'm trying to figure it out. Are they like is that like an open relationship they got and they not showing that part?
Man, hell no. I don't know what the fuck it is. It is weird. It is weird. I thought at first I thought at first when he sat at the desk, I thought that was his laptop and he opened it and it had the kids on it. I was like, okay, now this is even weirder.
Yeah, something's gonna happen, bro. And I don't know what it is yet with him and Phil. And I'm not saying like I was being funny when I said like they lovers, but at the same time, I'm like, that nigga might be on some sneaky shit too. Like he might be not there for the right reasons or something. Something's gonna happen. And I don't know what it is.
I think it has something to do with his son. Because remember, it was like they keep talking about that, but they won't say what happened.
Yeah.
They be like, the agreement. He was like, I know the agreement, Phil.
Yeah. Telling you, they too close for comfort, bro. But anyway,
I wouldn't say lovers.
So pretty much in this episode, this episode dragged a little bit for me, because like the other parts of this movie, it started off with Will talking to his teammates or whatever. They still in his head, but it didn't seem like they was mad at him this time. Well, the rest of the team, that one dude did, and then the coach, you would think the coach would have had something to say, but the coach was like, all right, practice next week. It's like, I think he wants to win. He realizes that shit, we ain't gonna win without Will. He might not say before, because that whole narrative that they had in was the last episode was like, shit, Will's about to get kicked off the team. It felt like,
it
don't seem like
that. Hey, are you tapping your fingers or something?
They don't know.
That shit sound like tap 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 tap. While you talking, like I hear some tapping.
My hand's right here, and one of my hands in my hoodie pocket.
Oh yeah, you strapped? I don't know what the fuck that was. Like when you was talking, it sounded like this.
It could have. You know what? I had my hand on the wire. Did you hear this?
Yeah, that's what it was.
You hear this? Oh, okay, I had my hand on the wire. Oh shit! Let me not do that.
I know this microphone keeps swinging, man. What the fuck? I kept going while you was talking. I kept adjusting this motherfucker. Like, come back up.
I was trying to make sure I keep it to where it's like you can hear me the whole time, so I don't have to like put my volume up because I was like, nigga, I was listening to the podcast yesterday on the way from work. I was like, this nigga Lamar loud in the motherfucker, boy. I was like, I just came in there like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, there's certain parts of the story. You know, you ever? I mean, I feel like you've talked about this on another episode. Oh, the snow when we do Snowfall, it's like it's parts of the show that you pick up on. Other parts you just like, I'm not interested in that story. You know what I mean? I remember you said something about like, remember you not interested in what Viv is going through. So when they like pan to like her and Hillary talking about whatever the case is, they was saying to each other is, I guess she needed an assistant, so she's picking Lisa. That part is, it's like it's not a part of the show for me.
It's kind of not important.
Right.
It would have been better. It would have been better off if Viv walked in and Lisa walked in like, "What's going on?" Oh yeah, she's assisting me. Like it didn't have to be a whole set up conversation.
Right. Yeah. It's just like a part of the show. It's like you're not gonna fast forward it, but it's just like this is not interesting. This don't have nothing to do with like the main storyline is. But I feel like all shows do that though. You know what I mean? They always, kind of drift over to something that you just like, man, I don't give a fuck about what's going on with this character, man.
It was unnecessary. And then for her to call Hillary over to ask her that to be her assistant, it's like it's that all of that time was unnecessary.
Yeah, it's just like we got to make this episode long, so we got to make it. These are our episodes. This is one thing.
Yeah,
they got. If it was 30 minutes, I feel like it would be like boom, 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 giving you all of the the good parts. But you got to fill it.
Yeah,
you got to fill it in.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it didn't hit for me. Him climbing up there, hanging a poster that said "Black Teachers Matter." It was one teacher, man. It was one junior high school teacher who was not following the rules, like we found out. I don't know. Maybe they made this for a younger crowd. Maybe they get it.
Do you feel like
maybe they was feeling
like? I feel like the age range of people that probably watch this show probably start off from like 13.
My son likes it.
Okay, you think shows like this are sending like the wrong type of messages, not the Black Lives Matter thing or Black Teachers Matter or the protest, but more of like what kids go through? Because this is a new take on like shit, like a school show. Like a lot of these things didn't happen on our shows, like us growing up. You know what I mean? Like now, like you never had a show like Family Matters. You didn't have a show to where some dude was doing coke or like taking pills to control his anxiety. Like now it's more out in the front. Do you feel like it's pushing that thought on children? Just like this is normal. You know what I mean? It's normal for me to want to do drugs because it's like a lot of people have anxiety, you know what I mean? But if you feel like you should have it, you know what I mean? Maybe it'll stick on you more. You know what I mean? It's almost like, not a fad thing. I don't want to say it's a fad, but if you hear somebody say something so much, you might think that you have it. And it's like all shows kind of like touch on mental health now. And it's like, you got people that deal with like real issues every day. And then other people is just like, I might want that same attention that people with mental illness get. So I want to say that I have it too. Because really there's no real, like the diagnosis for mental health is just literally a questionnaire.
Yep.
It's literally them saying, do you feel this way? Do you feel that way? Do you feel this way?
You can't say somebody's not going through that. If they say they feel that, you can't be like, you're not.
So they have to give it, like, especially if you say you're going through it, they have to give it to you. And I know kids are very like, super like monkey see, monkey do, very impressionable. So it's like, hey, shit, I think I feel that way. You know what I mean? So it's just like, the shows that they see now is just like they might jump on something that they feel is the norm. You know what I mean?
I would say that I think them highlighting it in a negative way, it's like a positive effect, because it's like for kids to see it on the show and then they bring it in a negative light.
Yeah,
like when Carlton's going through the stresses of anxiety, it's like a bad thing,
right?
Rather than being because it's not perceived as regular. It's like thinking back to, because we didn't, like you said, we didn't do the anxiety shit like not as heavy.
Right.
We had episodes like Family Matters when Laura's buying a gun. Then it's
Mhm.
like, oh shit, like she shouldn't be doing that. Kind of like putting a negative on what's going on, where guns around us was normal.
Right. But then they
So it's like it's not now if they presented it as it like I got anxiety too. It's not like a cool thing. It's not a cool thing to have. It's like you feel bad for Carlton going through it.
Right. Yeah. They do bring it more in a negative light, but it's like, man,
Mhm.
I be feeling like these kids like negativity.
I think the world likes negativity.
That's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. I was just looking at it, I'm just like, man, are they gonna send this nigga Carlton's character through this the whole time, or um is it gonna change up after a while? Because like now I'm looking for it. I don't think Carlton's gonna be able to deal with too much nothing because anxiety is kind of extreme. You know what I mean? You got lower cases to where it's just like people just deal with, you know what I mean, a little bit of worry every now and then, but his is like strong, like, you know what I mean?
But I think the balance is going to be what Will is doing for him, which is a positive for people who's going through that, because it's like everything is in your mind. If you
Yeah,
can
for
find a
sure.
path out of it, it's on you to find a path out of it or live in it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, I think Will's going to be his cure. Like he's been dealing with this shit before Will got there, and it was just the norm.
Yeah.
But now it's like, even like you said, when he's looking up at Will, like, God, I should have just did it. You know what I mean? Like now he's getting all the praise. It's like now he wants to find a way to fight through the anxiety. Not necessarily like I need my meds back, but let me find my way through it. So
Yeah.
it might be inspiring to somebody who's dealing with some shit like that.
Well, let's hope. You know what I mean? Like I'll be looking at things just differently. Like I'm just like, I wonder if what's going on TV like affects the kids in a negative way now versus like I felt like
Yes.
what which I felt like when we grew up, like the shows, you know what I mean, they had some things in it, but it was always like a message at the end, and it was never like you never saw like what was that? Like you watch Full House, like DJ get into something and then she's gonna be like that next episode. It's just like, hey, I made a mistake. I figured out the mistake. This is why I shouldn't do it again. Next episode, we're talking about something totally different. But these episodes carry on with this character. Like you didn't know what the fuck them characters was going through back in the day. Like I don't know
Yeah.
regular. You know what I mean?
Right. But that's why I remember when I asked you before, I said, do rich people only give their kids medication for anxiety? Because that's not something I've experienced kids having anxiety. I've been around kids who've had the ADHD medicine shit, but not anxiety. Like that's like an adult thing to me when I was growing up.
No.
I mean, I didn't know kids had medication to shit for that.
Right. Yeah. They're getting younger.
Yeah. So so it was like I felt like that wasn't a norm for us. And then we're not at school now, so we don't know what kids are dealing. But we know the kids that live in our houses and the way they talk and what they see.
And I think that's always that's just my thoughts on it because I do have a teenager. You know what I mean? I see what she goes through, and I see the things that she gets into, or the things that like the shit that she talks about is just like, damn, like I just saw this on TV. Did you see this on TV and now you feel that way? I think that's what goes through my head. You know what I mean? Like, is it a real thing? That's all I want to know. If it's real, shit, let's get you, you know, anything that you need. You know what I mean? But don't feel like you have to be away. You know what I mean? Just because you see it.
That's the main thing for me. It's like always making sure you tapped into their mind. It's like I'll never shame you for what you feel like you're going through, even though like maybe you watched the show and felt like you could label it through that.
Yeah,
you know, like it's like how we do if we sick, we got symptoms like, oh, that's that. Oh, I must have that because those are the symptoms. So it's like you said, when they see someone on TV, like this kid is stressing off this all the time. Now they're saying he has this, so it's like, oh damn, I must have that.
Exactly.
It's like I can't control how you feel, but I can try to help you through it.
Right.
My whole thing is like work through it. Don't feel like you got to give in. Don't feel like you got to be like that kid you seen on TV.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, that was just a thought of mine, man. I'm for it. It's just like I just want to know. You know what I mean? Like, because this, you know, the generation is different. I'm trying to think of what we went through. I don't want to like jump. I don't want to dive into it, but I was just like, man, like what a young nigga go through other than just like trying to. I feel like we always just tried to fit in. Like niggas always tried to find like they space because in high school we always had like you got these kids, you got that kid. I mean those type of kids over here, the cool people, quote unquote. Cool.
Hey, I hated going to Hayward High School. You know why? It's because of all the hand me down thugging. Like Hayward High, everybody's parents had money. It seemed like.
Yeah.
So everybody was flashy and all of this shit. I'm catching the bus from Oakland to go to school up there. I'm like, nigga, that's for me, that's two different worlds. I got this world and that world. And it felt like at Hayward High, everybody wanted to be what I was coming from.
Absolutely.
Like everybody, you couldn't meet a nigga in Hayward High that didn't claim Oakland. And it's like, you don't even have to. You don't have to. It's not necessary. But it's like, so for me, I hated both different worlds. But I couldn't go to school in Oakland because they didn't give a fuck at them schools.
Yeah.
Like education wise, Hayward High was better. But it's like that as far as the social gather, like that's why I didn't like. I was cool with everybody, but I wouldn't go kick it with you because that's not my world.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not from that world.
Yeah. I don't even know. I can't even pinpoint my experience because I came from two different places.
You came from two different worlds.
Yeah. So like having to jump in that world and like, you know, having like I got forced on friends. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, these people are our neighbors. You got to hang out with them. And I wasn't like, hey, super social. I was never a social person or whatever. So it's like, shit, the people that I hung out with was the people that I hung out with. It just was what it was. I kind of adapted to what they was doing.
Right.
Like, you know, but anyway, moving on to I mean, we could low key wrap this episode up. I feel like we dived into it. We gave a little dialogue about, you know, how we felt about this episode. I mean, it's only the third episode, so it's like, yeah, it's gonna go slow. I feel like, you know, the next few episodes are gonna pick up a little bit more. From this episode, I'm getting is Carlton is about to get Carlton's not about to get this BSU girl. That's one thing. I feel like she gonna realize that nigga's a phony and she gonna stop fucking with that nigga. She wanna Will. I felt like she
damn. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that, but the way she looked at him on that roof, like, because it was like she looked at Carlton like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He was like, "I can't do it." And then she looked up at Will, like, "Oh my god, you did it!" I was like, "Fuck!" Like, I hope she ain't looking at him like, but I think that's going to be positive for Carlton because Will's not doing it. He ain't asking the girl to like him. He still want Carlton to get her, but I think that's going to help him deal with his anxiety and face it, take it head on, like deal with it. Yeah, which is a positive. Like I said, it's a positive for somebody who's watching this. Like, yeah, I got anxiety, but you're gonna see Carlton fight his way through it. Which, like on the other side, you have to do that on your own too.
Right. Yeah. And my predictions for Lisa is that, you know, Will is seeing her talking to this dude. She always talking to somebody. I went, man, just not putting her in the show, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we gonna fuck about who she like, but I feel like Will is saying now, Will's like one of them niggas is just like, all right, do your thing. Now I'm about to do my thing though, like crazy.
But he was already doing his thing.
But he gonna do it. He gonna do it to the fullest now. He gonna be probably get her friend or something. And we're just like, all right.
Hey, I will say about Lisa. I will say about Lisa though, don't bring this nigga to my house and be flirting with him in my living room.
Oh God, what's wrong with you? Like, we're just talking, Will. Yeah, go over there. Like, I like your drawings. Like, bitch, fuck out of here. Fuck you talking to? Remember I hit that shit? Remember I hit that shit upstairs? Remember I knocked that shit off?
And running the nigga though.
Running the nigga like, hey, remember upstairs, guys? Will. Yeah, remember upstairs.
I don't give a fuck if it's BSU or not. Don't bring that nigga in my house.
Right. That's funny.
Hey, that's funny. You remember, bitch? Hey,
remember upstairs?
Don't forget what happened upstairs, bitch. You lost it to me. And now you got this nigga. Like,
oh shit. Yeah. Oh man, I'll be rolling if that shit happened. That nigga was just like, hey, don't forget where you at. You know what I mean? Still got your panties upstairs. Fuck around. Uncle Phil, I think they touched on Uncle Phil's feelings about Doc in the beginning. It was just like, okay, we just want the best for you. You know what I mean? The guy seems like he has, you know, he's legit, but you know, we want to make sure you're making the right decisions. And Will kind of just sat on it for a minute. They didn't really dive into it this time, but I felt like, you know, Uncle Phil is not with it. I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah, he's not. He don't ever say no. He always says, "Let me think about it." He always gives you the "let me think about it" approach instead of just saying no.
Right. That nigga he don't remind me of the regular Uncle Phil at all, and I don't think he should. But like he ain't like that nigga at all. He don't even really yell. He just be
Yeah, he
talking.
shouldn't though. He shouldn't because I think it would come off corny. Like just be different.
Yeah.
Other than that, we didn't even see Jazz this episode.
That nigga break up with Hillary. That's why.
I'm tired of the Hillary. I'm tired of. I don't care about that shit. The influencer house shit. I just don't care. I still feel like fucking Carlton's gonna do something with Lisa. That's gonna end the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Jeffrey's trying to find his son.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense now. The Jeffrey thing, him being super sneaky. I think Uncle Phil knows.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Because he said it. He said you can't see him. You know the deal we made.
Yeah, and the nigga came in his office, looked at his computer, like I wonder if this nigga was on my computer and shit.
Yeah, he knew it because he was like, "What the fuck you doing in here?"
Yeah,
everything all right, Phil? Like, nigga, what are you doing in here?
I'm saying, nigga, why you in my office, bro? Like he ain't got his own office.
No.
Where Jeffrey stay at? He got his own room or something, nigga. Like, yo, why you here?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand fully Jeffrey's character, but I like his character.
No, I like his character.
He was still balling after Phil fired him.
Yeah. Like they all got money.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what makes you want to have another man in your house. We need to touch on that. We need to figure out why this man lives with you. Because like I don't see him doing too much of anything. Like, I mean, do he take the kids to school?
Nah, he just makes sure they leave. Hey, what happened to Will's car? Will had a whole car when he moved in, and now he got to ride with Carlton.
I don't remember.
They gave him a car when he moved in. I think it was I want to say it was or maybe she took it back. It was Vivian's car. But he's a millionaire, so he should be able to get another car.
Well, shit, when he moved out, they probably just like, shit, man, you can't take this car, and they probably just never gave it back. He probably never asked for it back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna figure this shit out, man. Jeffrey, grown man living in your house, bro. I ain't got.
What'd he do, man?
I was like, what's this nigga do, man? Like, I need to figure. I know he handled business for him for sure, but he don't have to live with you to handle business for you. Like, nigga, keep that shit at work, bro. Like, this is weird. He's a part of the family. Like, nigga, how? they might dive into his story a little bit more at one point, like how it came to be, how they became, friends, and how he became his, it could be anything. I feel like they might have not touched on it yet, but it's different.
It's coming. It's coming. It has something to do with his son. There has to be some, because he said there was an arrangement. You can't see your son. He yelled at him like, "Yeah, I know, Phil." Yeah. It got something. He's trying to get his son back. His son going at the end of the season prediction. His son gonna pop up at the house. Phil gonna do that same look, like what the fuck, and then like I said, Lisa gonna do something with Carlton, and then Carlton's gonna get caught, and then Will gonna go off on Carlton and Lisa.
The son gonna be the Franklin from Snowfall.
That would be fucking hilarious.
It's my son. Hi, Dad. You gonna have that English accent? Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Where's Mom?
Hello, Uncle Phil.
Fuck is Franklin Saint doing in my house? Cook, nigga. But anyway, y'all, that's the podcast for today. Like, share, subscribe, all that shit. All that.
Like, follow, subscribe, talk to us. We talk back. We everywhere you are too.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Peace out.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify and follow us on IG and TikTok.